That's a problem.
October 23rd. We just hope Sam's back by then.
Where's Sam?
He left. There's shovels that take them somewhere. Yeah. We're probably gonna go meet him in Harper's Ferry sometime around June.
Who's he go?
Myself.
Really?
But you're hardly by yourself on the.
No, there's hundreds of people on it.
Oh, I know that, but I just, wow.
Oh, he met a couple of people just on the approach that, and he stayed at Hawk Mountain last night. And then he'll go, he's already got all the map done.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And he left us like 7 boxes of stuff to ship in. Because he can resupply certain places by on his own. But there's some desolate areas where he's got,
gaps in there.
yeah, that he's got to be resupplied.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Shannon, we're gonna start at 6. Riverside's quick trip to like.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, let's keep going. Wait.
What about?
Well, 4's not here,
Yeah,
they, she's in round or something, right? He'll be here. But all the other, everybody is here.
We'll just skip over 4.
Hey, do
I'm wondering, I
that.
take them all the time.
I do too.
And at this time point, I'm like, can I take another one?
I have all kinds of-
I mean, because I get 6 miles of cheese in the fall. So I've just been taking over the counter cleric and stuff, but
I said,
About
change your mind
3
between
weeks ago,
now
I guess I was waking up with my eyes.
30 days. You
Stop.
lost this week out. So, yeah, I
and all the
explained it
green
all to her.
stuff's out there now.
So, yeah, she's good. Okay. See,
Oh, sorry.
hey, remember we got the 3:30.
Weather. I brought a blanket up here one day.
And, Jean's got it.
appraisal.
Well, I would have been jacked up here. Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna have you all unmute, if you get a chance.
You want to unmute?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, ma'am, I'll ask you via Zoom.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you. Hey.
All right.
Hey.
How are you? Good. You're up first. I was told. Everybody keeps falling out.
David on.
Are you here for Thompson's break?
Can I take my, do I get to take my mask off while I'm sitting here and I'm 6 feet away or keep it on? Keep it on, all right?
Take it off.
Take it off.
I don't care. If you had a shot,
I'll have a shot.
I don't care.
Okay.
I have it.
I've had one.
Okay. My second one wasn't bad. Word.
Okay, the next one, next Monday, and that's the one I'm concerned about.
Well, you need to.
The second one that I had tough with.
Henry Love was telling me, it's kind of like you have a bad hangover for a day. I mean, you just feel like you don't want to do anything.
Yeah, people will stay in bed or going home, I mean, yeah. But some people would take
I say, I stay to work with my employees.
You did see where, when
Yeah.
the crowd, you know, you saw a crowd,
You saw
over there,
it.
crowd is there.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh, yes. I did.
He's gonna have to. He took me out.
Okay,
Can't do anything.
okay, turn it down.
I tell you, the shoulders was a lot worse. That elbow done figure out, it's really thing, this thing's over sharp. How many plaques over here?
It's the last it's a foundation, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was that, I don't know if it was that. He was on the Zoom meeting, the last one.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought Ron must have been mistaken, but. Hey, you're gonna pay for each other.
Hey, Gene, talk to Marvin about Ruben.
And then I read, this morning, read the article about the young attorney who was something to go. Yeah, so he's still doing that. Mhm.
The man who watches our parking lot at our church, his mom just got her second shot last Wednesday.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. I got a shot Monday, next Monday. So she probably has some ongoing thing.
He said she was fine, she was home, she was.
Excuse me.
Stressed, and by the time we got there, they tried to CPR. They say. He said she did really
I try not to think about it.
No, don't think about it.
You're suspect now.
I'm saying that.
We give you 2 free for the third one.
This is a 365 day thing. Yes.
You need a tissue?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I'm good though. I think I am.
These are pretty ones. It makes you want to work in ours. Busy all the time.
Please.
Thank you.
Here, are you commissioner? Here, I have.
I'm auditing, I'm just auditing this class.
You just.
Yeah, Lester and Amy in January. It's been a Zoom until today.
Okay. Is anybody else new or somebody missing?
Tiffany shook.
your place.
Josh,
Josh is just.
Josh
Josh
is
is
still
out of
home, but he's not here today.
Okay.
We only have 4 minutes today.
Thank you.
Okay.
They are here.
They're here.
Okay.
Everybody's here.
Yes. Go ahead.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I want to welcome everyone to the March 22nd hearing of the Macon-Bibb County Planning and Zoning Commission. Before we get started, I'd like to go over some procedural matters. I feel like I'm an echo. Remarkable. To ensure that everyone understands how the hearing will be conducted. The commission has adopted procedural guidelines for our hearings. Copies of those guidelines are available on the signing table in the lobby as well as on our website. Hopefully, everyone has had a chance to review them, but for clarity, I'm going to cover a few major points. The purpose of today's hearing is for the commission to hear and review evidence and render a decision on the zoning application of today's agenda. Anyone who wishes to address the commission, including the applicant and the representatives, must sign in as a participant and be sworn in. If you have not signed in, please do so down in the lobby. Everyone who has registered to speak will be sworn in as a group before the hearing begins. When your item is announced, please take a seat at the table, say your name and address for the record, and then proceed with your presentation, providing as much information as you think is necessary. Those in favor and those opposed to this proposal will be given the opportunity to address the commission and enter evidence into the record. If desired, the applicant will be allowed a response to close out the testimony. The hearing is being recorded, so please speak clearly, directly into the microphone, and each time you return to the address the commission, please restate your name for the record. Each side is allowed 15 minutes to make a presentation, including any response time. Please note that this is 15 minutes per side, not per person. If you request additional time may be granted by the commission if an extension is justified. However, each side will be given equal time for presentation. The timer located at the presenter's seat is used to monitor the proceedings. The green light indicates time is available to proceed with your presentation. The yellow light indicates that there is 1 minute remaining, and the red light indicates time is expired. After hearing from both sides, the commission will go into deliberations and vote on what action shall be taken. No further testimony from either side will be allowed during the commission's deliberation, provided that the commission may reopen testimony whenever it is necessary or advised. When there's less than 5 commissioners present, which is our situation today, there is a split, and there is a split vote that fails to achieve the majority of 3 votes, either for or against an item. It will be automatically deferred to the next vote hearing. We ask that you turn off any electronic device, what do you call it? Anything that's electronic devices, that's what I'm looking for. So that the hearing room will remain quiet. Also, phones should be silent or turned off. All right, Jim, do you have any staff changes or any agenda changes today?
We do, we've got, a number of items we have moved to ratification. 265 Orange Street, C of A, we moved that to ratification. Number 2, 1501 University Drive, this is for variance and setback, we moved that to ratification. Number 3, 2271 Macon-Bibb Road, we had to withdraw that or defer that because it was on for ratification, but we had some folks show up in opposition, so we moved that to the next period. Let's see, we got number 5, Interstate Drive. This is also moved to ratification of additional uses. And I understand that Quick Trip is here, so we can start with that.
All right, we'll now have the commission secretary give us testify. So if you are Addressing the commission today, have evidence to present, please stand and raise your right hand.
Good afternoon. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence that you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Thank you. Before we begin with the improvement of our last meeting,
Chair, I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes for the beginning.
Second.
we have a motion by Brian and a second by Gary to approve our minutes from our previous meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, so carried.
Okay, the first item is number 4, 2720 Riverside Drive, and 2770 Riverside Drive. This is a variance in the sign height and area of changeable copy of the changeable copy panel in a C4 zoning district. Michael Burke with Quick Trip Corporation is the applicant.
Good afternoon, Michael Burke, 952 Old Peach Tree Road, Lawrenceville, Georgia. Here, representation Quick Trip employee. We are looking to build a Quick Trip facility there on Riverside Drive at the exit ramp adjacent to I-75. We have requested a couple of variances to allow us to place a sign along Riverside Drive with a dual purpose sign showing a sign approximately 100 feet tall and exceeding the 50 square foot of allowed changeable copies. The reason we are seeking this variance is this property is located directly adjacent to Riverside Drive and directly adjacent to the I-75 corridor. The UDO allows for a property that is located within 1,000 feet of an interstate interchange to have a sign that is in excess of the allowed, I think it's 35 feet tall. We've asked for variance to allow to go up to 100 feet by asking for variance to allow this interstate signage to apply in excess of 1,000 feet from the interstate interchange. The reason that is the way the code is worded. Riverside Drive actually crosses I-75 approximately 1,600 feet from the site, whereas we're sitting there at the off-ramp for I-75. So it's a little bit of a mismatch between what the UDO allows and then what the property is clearly intended to be used for, which is an interstate type presence building. We're asking essentially for variance for the oversized copy as well as a 100-foot sign. What was interesting about the UDO is we're actually allowed to have 2 signs on property, so that the variance being allowed, where it would be a 100-foot tall sign and then a sign 35-foot tall, because we have 2 frontages, which would be Riverside Drive and I-75. We're proposing smashing those signs together, making one sign, try to keep down the clutter of the corridor, which I know is a big piece of the intent of the sign ordinance. We have not been notified of any kind of opposition to our request, and I'm happy to answer any questions if there are.
I have a question. Are you doing anything to level this sign out when we're posted to the Riverside Drive, build it up in?
We are currently, you got the bank structure close to the Riverside Drive, and then further back you got a vacant restaurant that's attached to a hotel. We're going to bring up the site somewhat where the fuel canopy is, and then where the building is, and then just on the site plan, we've got some parking behind the building. And then after that, we'll slope down to match grades at the existing site. We've got a little bit of a retaining wall there on the, we call it our left rear corner. And that's really hold up the building and such up against the hotel property.
And will there be anything, it can't be between the hotel and the rest of the building?
That's correct.
That your campus or that this campus or that hotel campus?
It's a little bit tricky. There is no easement that allows that canopy to be attached to the restaurant building. We're in conversations with Red River Inn And essentially, we worked out an agreement with the Red River Inn to allow us to reconstruct that canopy that will then be a freestanding, attached to the hotel, freestanding on our side, which will still give them what they want, which is a canopy for their customers to park under, gives us the ability to tear down the existing.
What on site is the size?
So we're showing that sign there, and there's an existing right out onto Riverside Drive, we're showing the sign kind of tucked in the corner. Right now, the variance request is for a sign to be allowed within 1,600 feet. 1,600 feet actually covers the entire property. We've asked for a little bit of leeway in that just because there's some power lines adjacent to Riverside Drive. So that sign location may not be 100% fixed. I've got a little bit of space there by the fuel tanks and then a little bit of space further down as you get close to the intersection if we have to go to those other locations if the power lines do become an issue. And then further, if the power lines become an issue, we've got a little bit of landscape space in the back of the property that we can potentially focus on. And at that point, it would be just a single use sign. I foresee that happening, a conversation with Georgia Power going well at this point.
What about your conversations with the fire department?
We have had conversations several times with the fire department on other properties. We're showing the fuel tanks here out in front of the gas island. The last conversation I had with Lily was to have the fuel tanks behind the buildings, and that's an option for us to be happy to.
I have more questions about the development and than I did tonight. All right, you understand that you're designing to have to permit.
Yes, ma'am.
And that if we approve from the Lake Water Authority, the traffic engineer, development services, and maybe other local state and federal approvals.
Absolutely.
All right. No other questions? Do I have a motion?
So, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a variance in sign height area in the Cotton Town People District 2720 Riverside Drive.
All right, we have a motion by Ryan and a second by Gary to approve the variance in sign height in area of Tangible Property Town in the C4 district at 2720 and 2770 Riverside Drive. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? So carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item is number 6, 5590 Thompson Road. This is a conditional use
typical approval for subdivision and 2 restaurants with drive-throughs, and a final site plan approval for a restaurant with drive-through, which are in a C4 district. Alan Shackelford with Wissossopi Gardens LLC.
Good afternoon, David Hollingsworth, Smith Office Hollingsworth and Reeves, 1688 Walnut Street, Macon, Georgia. Just wanted to tell you why I jumped the gun coming in. He said, quick trip wasn't here, you'll have to sleep, must have gone. So, as I like telling them, I do as I told her. So, anyway, I am here on behalf of Wissossopi Crossing, 5590 Thompson Road, conditional use application for purpose. This is a restaurant in our C4 commercial. As you can see, this is the BB&T building on the corner. Many banks have looked at it and they have decided that that's not the use now. So we now have a franchise restaurant that would like to go there. We feel like that's a great use consistent with the general zoning plan and in the public interest. There are many food places there on Thompson Road in that area right now. The good news is that this is a proven site, the bank being there, traffic's already come and gone there. We've got underground detention that will be retained for the next use, so know that the utilities work. And so, with that being said, we would appreciate your favorable vote on our conditional use application.
Okay? Gentlemen? Any questions?
Can I ask Dave, and this may be a lead question,
Closest to driveway.
I think the fire department is looking for a 2-lane drive-through.
They are.
Okay, so that'll probably be revised.
It will.
Okay.
Ladies, you got anything you could add to this that you might be interested?
For Cunningham County,
435 7th Street here in Macon. Just that we did have a pre-development meeting on this property last week, and we had all the departments there, and so everybody was in favor. Willie, as well as Michael with the planning department, brought up the item that Jim was mentioning, which is again, the wide. We have a 12-foot wide drive-through line on the back of that future restaurant that will be coming back for final site plan approval, but we're going to widen that to accommodate 2 vehicles as an emergency bypass lane. And so we will be revising that, but the bypass is all good to go. As Eddie said, we do have underground detention that's underground, and it will take care of both sides. We've got our landscape plan, and then the water and sewer, we've got that worked out, making work already, some little issues that we'll get with them and take care of. But DOT was there, they had no issues. We have no new driveways as far as from public driveways. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so the existing entrance and exits are the same as they were for the back.
The existing entrance off the northwest, the northeast corner right there, that's the same driveway. And then we are that driveway in the middle, Alan, that's a different location. It's just offset a little bit, but yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Gentlemen, any questions for Cleve or David? Do you have anyone in opposition to this?
No.
All right. Someone want to entertain a motion?
So I guess we will set that, correct?
Yes, let's do.
This is just.
It's just one.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve of conditional use to allow conceptual approval for subdividing 2 restaurants with drive-through, final site plan approval restaurant, at 5590 Thompson Road.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for conditional use to allow conceptual approval for subdivision and 2 restaurants with a drive-through, final site plan approval for restaurant with drive-through Popeyes and Seaboard District at 5590 Thompson Road. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, so carried.
We appreciate your approval. Thank you.
Then what do we do about the 5591 item? They only said 5590.
Oh, that's the only thing on this one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this is a different, this is across the street.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. So the next item, the two applications with this item actually, number 7 and number 8. It's 5591 Thomason Road. This is a conditional use to allow power sale and installation in C4 district. And then 8 is the same address, variance for required parking. Mavis Southeast LLC, Mavis Tire and Brakes is the applicant. When the motion, it's time for the motion to use separately.
Yeah, I do.
Hi, Brett Buckland with Boulder Engineering, civil engineering consultant at Mavis Tires and Brakes. In general, I just wanted to thank you all for your time this afternoon. And our proposal is here to put a Mavis Tire and Brakes facility for tire sales and installation. This out parcel here for the public shopping center. The proposed use is conditionally allowed, and as a result of the current site layout with some current storm drainage infrastructure that was installed as a part of the overall facility, we are requesting a variance from the parking to minimize any impacts to that stormwater infrastructure. And willing to answer any questions or provide any responses you all may need.
The only question I had was, you would have parking available to you in the shopping center proper by easement?
We are currently not proposing any easements with the overall shopping center. All the parking that we believe that we need as a part of this facility is contained on the site. We are reducing, I think, from 36 required spaces down to 28 surface spaces. We also typically include the 8 spaces that are within the actual facility. So that really kind of bumps us up to that 36, but as a part of the current Unified Development Ordinance, that's not allowed. So we currently do not have the required parking on site, but if you include the spaces within the building, then we kind of meet our overall.
All right, gentlemen, any questions?
Oh, you're speaking opposition.
No. Yes, sir.
I was going to speak in approval.
Oh, okay. No questions?
We do have an email from Evan Conner in support of this application with Jim Wilson and Associates.
He's representative of the overall public shopping center.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, we treat 7 and 8 separately, or for the purpose of motion?
Separate motion.
Okay.
Could I speak in approval?
Sure. Sure.
Not sure it's necessary, but.
Well, I have a little commentary. Alan Shackelford, 127 Springs Court North, Livezell, Georgia. I own the property across the street, which y'all just generously approved. I truly appreciate that. And over the last couple of years, have developed a couple of other parcels around this same area out here. And we're glad to see things happening like Brett is proposing here and Evan. And I have one question mark about what was going to be allowed as far as architecturally on the building. And I come to y'all to ask that question, not in opposition anyway, but to ask if y'all would consider looking at what is currently being done out there as far as architecturally on the buildings that I've invested in, where like the O'Reillys that is across the street from this, it's all brick. We weren't required to do that, but as we're trying to bring the neighborhood up, we felt it imperative to set the bar. And that was 4 years ago. 3 years ago, I built the new VA structure behind that, and we kept it with the theme of the neighborhood, which is brick and stucco. And we feel like that the obvious thing is the Publix, it was just built well, is all brick and stucco. And I have no opposition to the actual use. We're just asking that maybe they be able to consider a little different facade. And I got some pictures for reference, if I could.
Looks like there's brick on here today.
It's split face block. If you look at what on the right hand side of the page there, it's CNU. And yeah, the appearance in the picture is one thing. If you look at the actual description on the right, you'll see that they describe it as CNU, split face block.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you had conversations with?
I haven't. I mean, I certainly had that conversation, and I wanted to appeal directly. I thought maybe, I know as an engineer, you don't have that, but I thought maybe we could talk directly about that and see if they bring it up. again, I know they want to be good neighbors, quote unquote. And we hope that they would consider, and I hope that the zoning board would consider asking that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Second, gentlemen.
What are our, you know, just because of conditional use, can we get involved with architectural? I know PE.
You can, if you feel strongly about it, if you want to try to, amend architecture stuff to kind of match up with the existing shopping center, you could require brick instead of, blocks and that sort of thing. You're in a little bit of shaky ground because it's not a development, it's C4 highway commercial. But nonetheless, you can make those, you can make those changes as a condition, just like your site plan. You could require more trees or every, I'm not saying you should, but so you got to like do
I would like to respond at least somewhat to that. Al, you are correct. As the civil engineer site plan, I only have so much control over what the building elevations look like. I do know that Mavis is very concerned with, the consistency and the branding in their buildings. Split face block is their prototypical building facade, with their colors and really branding. It really makes, as you're driving up, you see those colors, that is their brand. So that's something they're very concerned with. So I did just want to bring that up in kind of defense of the way that they're showing their current elevations.
All right.
I think it's something we can suggest rather than require.
Yeah.
We can suggest that they get together and talk about it.
Yeah.
So, okay, we want to defer it to
No, I don't think we want to defer it.
Well, whom would they talk with? Maybe the two.
Well, yeah, you got to remember that if you want to see a change in the architecture, then you're the authority.
Right.
You can make it happen. Now they can certainly call and and we can, staff can work with them at some room to negotiate or whatever on the type of brick or block, whatever. So you kind of have to decide if you want to go there or not.
Mister?
I mean, you could defer, or you don't want to, but you could defer and say, y'all come up with something different and come back if you wanted to do that, but I'm not hearing that from the board.
Excuse me, am I able to make a suggestion? Okay, yeah, I was just saying, I mean, we can work with staff, planning staff on what those elevations would look like, to be potentially in consistency, or at least, make that suggestion to work with staff on, creating elevations that are consistent. I don't know if that's, something that's more at a staff level or it needs to come back to the board.
I'm comfortable with if we're saying that, we want to see some sort of changes. I'm comfortable with staff, seeing those changes. I do kind of agree, like, if you look at all those other buildings around that area, they are great. But I guess so you have to plan to kind of keep it in the same
Style of the, what I'm looking at, I get their point, that they've got a trademark, they've got an image that they're relying on. So we're not talking about a lot of change. I mean, most of the store is glass. You've got the roll-up doors, and then you've got the retail area. And then this part is their brand. Yeah. So we wouldn't be changing that. Really, what we're talking about is the treatment to the wall, whether it's brick to match the shopping center or stucco to match the shopping center, or something like that. Well, I'm not talking about a huge change in architectural design, just the specs on some of the wall features. What we be looking at as a staff. Now, if y'all want to see more than that, you can tell us what, what you're thinking about.
Now, I don't know if you.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Because Brent, I don't think we should bring it.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to lose them, we just want to,
Yeah.
instead of block, maybe brick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we, the city gonna make that today.
And they can work with that. Madam Chair, I'd like to motion that we approve a conditional use to allow tire sale and installation, with the condition that the interior is switched from split face block to some type of brick or stucco to match the corresponding shopping center at 5591 Thompson Road.
All right, you have a second?
So,
We have a motion by Brian, a second by Tim, to approve a conditional use to allow a tire sale and installation property at 5591 Thompson Road with the condition that the split face block be changed to other masonry such as brick or stucco at 5591 Thompson Road. All in favor say aye.
Can I ask a quick question? But they're gonna work with staff as relates
And they will
to.
work with staff. You have that feeling.
I mean, I'm just kind of reluctant to compel somebody to do something that they might not otherwise do. You follow what I'm saying, Brian? I mean, I understand, and I certainly want to.
Well, that's what I'm saying, we don't want to lose them just because they can't decide to.
So what happens if they say, hey, this is our brand, it's gotta be.
Well,
If we're okay with that, I mean, does that come back? I guess.
Well, your motion now is to require brick.
So if, and like the question there is in what color, basically,
I guess one thing, how we have drive through with Sunny mortgages, and they would go back and talk to Sunny, and they were like, no, we gotta have this, and kind of go back and forth, and then eventually, it was saying, hey, this. Now, they might come back and say, no, you gotta have this. I think we all would be okay with that, but at least to have that initial, go back and, think about brick, how do we, what would be the proper way?
Well, can I speak to something just a second again? Because the motion, y'all need to vote on the motion.
You can go up to testimony.
All right, I want to reopen it. We've taken those out before.
I want to make it easy as I can. It just, I think this may be the simplest, as a developer myself, it's highly doubtful that Mavis corporate will have would disagree with that. It's all about cost. So they're probably not going to involve, and I'm speaking for someone that I'm not in communication with. The brick can easily be matched to the block. So from that standpoint, I don't think the point about it scaring them off. I don't think we have to worry about that. And we want them in the neighborhood. I mean, I would retract if I thought that was going to happen, but I don't perceive that as a thing.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, how do you want to put this?
Well, I don't want to hold it up.
Right.
Would, I don't mean to interrupt, would a motion that says we ask that the Mavis work with staff to find a building material that better matches what exists in the surrounding development, most of the new stuff, and any that we have final approval on?
know, we just have to have that in hey. It's just they agree on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that motion, I mean, are you saying that staff doesn't issue a permit to them until we get the brick we want? Or are you saying if they don't agree to brick, then it comes back to you guys?
It's, at some point, you're gonna have to decide.
Make a decision.
Brick or not, and because otherwise, it's just the staff negotiating with the developer, and we don't have any teeth. I mean, so my advice is if you want to see this building look a little bit different with brick, you need to stake that now.
I have a question for our engineer here. Have you ever, you're young, so I don't know, you've never had long enough. Have you had a situation where you put one of these stores in a location that had other architectural guidelines that you had to change?
Yes, we've had to do that.
All right, thank you very much. Great.
Do you know if the center have any review authority over the architecture, the shopping center owners?
Honestly, I do not know. I don't know if they have any veto power or anything.
Any covenants or things like that?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen their ECR amendment or the ECR agreement.
All right, give me the brick.
My experience is that Publix has exhibited a lot of control. So they may or may not.
Yeah.
That's just been my experience. I can't speak to this, but I know in the past that Publix, whatever they go in, if they're the anchor, exhibits a lot of control.
That was my question when I was looking at that AGM, and I guess it was okay with the look in the asphalt.
Well, then I guess I would say, I guess up their covenants and things like that. Sure, they would really sign contracts and this is what you expect. I guess that would override what we're trying to do.
Does public sign this one?
No.
I didn't think so. So public wouldn't necessarily have to. Give me the brick.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we allow conditional use to allow tire sales installation with the condition that the masonry materials be switched from split face block to brick or stucco matching the surrounding shopping center.
All right. Brian made a motion and Tim had second to approve a conditional use to allow a tire sales and installation facility in a C4 district at 5591 Thompson Road with the condition that the split face block be changed to brick, similar to the surrounding development. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a variance and require parking spaces at 5591 Thompson Road.
Second.
Brian has made a motion and Tim has second to approve a variance in required parking spaces in a C4 district at 5591 Thompson Road. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the last two items, are 1781 Peak Road, we've got an additional use to have a 3-story, 6-unit age-restricted multifamily complex in a PDE district, and a variance in parking requirements for that development, also at the same property. Kathleen Matthews, Infill Housing, Inc. is the applicant.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kathleen Matthews, Infill Housing, 2015 Felton Avenue, Macon. I do have my engineer here to answer any questions as well. So if approved, this would be Infill Housing's 7th senior development in Macon. Peak Point is a proposed 60-unit senior age 55 and older community located on North Peak Road, just north of the Lowe's and the Walmart. So residents there would enjoy energy efficient appliances in each unit, an equipped computer center with wireless internet access, a fitness room, washer dryer hookups, a library, and interior gathering areas in each floor. We would have full-time on-site management office and a community room to hold events such as potluck and bingo, senior activities. We'd have a covered porch as well with green space. Management would coordinate monthly activities, including but not limited to exercise and computer skills classes. So it would be a 3-story development with elevators consisting of 1 and 2 bedrooms, ranging between 700 and 900 square foot. So we believe that the development's location is ideal for senior living, given that within half a mile, we have the Walmart, we have a lot of retail, restaurants, post office, religious facilities, and a bank. Also ideal is across the street, we have a bus stop for the seniors. It would be a proposed $12 million affordable development, would be financed with low-income housing tax credits. If approved today, we would submit our application to the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. And if that application was approved, we would start construction in the latter part of 2022 and conclude in about 12 to 14 months. And then do you want to just go into the variance explanation? Okay, so our variance request is to do a 1-to-1 parking. That is consistent with some of our other senior developments. We recently did it for Northside, we did it for 2009 Feinville, and even on the sites where we don't have it, we just find that many of our seniors don't have transportation. So we think it's very appropriate for our site and will allow us to maximize our green space.
Okay. Did you have anything you wanted to add, your engineer?
I'll just primarily introduce myself again. I'm Matthew Creedy. I'm with Engineering Surveys and Services and civil engineer for the project.
Were you here when you were swearing in?
I was not, okay. So I'm sorry I was a little late.
Where?
She'll be right back.
You can just raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you'll give will be the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do. Thank you. Got to do it right. So, main thing I just want to point out, we have been working with staff to, address comments they had and, get this in the full conformance of the code and address all safety issues. I think we probably saw a recent revision on adding some fire lanes to the back to make sure the fire department was comfortable with the facility. So you'll see a kind of a little additional turnaround in the back. So, we're continuing to work with them and we'll get this addressed to be fully compliant. That may not have made it to you. So if you scroll back a couple sheets, maybe you'll see it on that. Let's see if it made it in there. Okay. Well, it didn't. If you look at the north side of the site, we're going to add a fire lane on the north side of the building and a turnaround in there. Ensure that the fire department's comfortable with the access to the building, full circulation they need to fight the fire. And it is a fully sprinkled building as well, so I think we should be well protected. But otherwise, I'd be happy to answer any questions you all have.
Yeah, just to clarify, he's right. They submitted revised plans, and I thought these were they, but they're not. With the fire department required another access to this side of the building on the north side. So this doesn't reflect that, but it's a minor change. It doesn't really change much as far as the rest of the site. And the fire department was happy with it. It was fine.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And there's nobody here to speak on it.
Not enough.
I just have one question. She writes that more than a year.
You said one-to-one parking is adequate.
Absolutely. Like I said, the men don't have transportation. Most of the units are single occupant, and we always develop where there's bus stops nearby, so they can rely on that as a mode of transportation.
One of the recommendations is that you provide a landscaping and lighting plan. That's in the works. You'll get separate permit for signage. You talk to engineering, fire department, Macon water, traffic engineer, all those. Okay. All right. Any more questions, gentlemen? All right. No opposition. We'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a conditional use for 7081 Peak Road North to allow 3-story, 60-unit restricted multifamily complex for senior living in a PDE district.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Gary and a second by Brian to approve conditional use to allow a 60-unit 3-story age multifamily complex in the PDE district at 7081 Peak Road North. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried.
And I'd like to make a motion, we approve a variance for 7081 Peak Road North for parking requirements for 60-unit age restricted multifamily complex, PDE district.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Gary and a second by Brian to approve a variance of parking requirements for 60-unit age restricted multifamily complex in the PDE district at 7081 Peak Road North. All in favor say aye. All opposed? So carried.
All right, thank you all so much.
I'd make a motion to approve the ratification items. 265 Orange Street, appropriate the variance. 2271 Byron River Road, conditional use, and 4280 Interstate Drive.
Let me, yeah, we're gonna defer number 3, Byron Gilbert, because of the opposition. So just take that one out.
2271
Okay. All second?
Second.
All right, Brian has made a motion and Gary has second to approve ratification items at 265 Orange Street, 1501 North University Drive, and 4280 Interstate Drive. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So approved.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.